Okay, this is going to be a very brief overview of what the stock market is all about and what Wall Street is all about. A lot of people don't really know what goes on during the day at Wall Street or in the stock market, or what the stock market is really for. So I'm going to go ahead and break this down very briefly on what the stock market is all about. The stock market is a giant marketplace for the exchanging of stock, also known as shares of ownership in a publicly traded company. Companies go public by offering ownership in the company in the form of stock, also known as shares. The most common reason for doing this is to raise money, also known as capital, in order to expand. For example, if there's a company that produces basketball shoes, and this company has been doing really good with their basketball shoes, a lot of people want their basketball shoes. What they would do if they couldn't keep up producing the amount of shoes that people were ordering, then they would most likely build a bigger factory to produce the shoes. And if they don't have enough money to build the factory yet, they could go to the bank and get a loan, or they would do what a lot of companies do, and they would enlist for listing on the stock exchange, and they would go public. And the reason for doing this is, of course, to raise more money. So they would offer shares of their company, ownership. They would sell ownership in their company to get the money to expand their business in the hope of making even more money. So that's the reason that companies are listed on the stock market. Investors buy stocks on the stock market in the hopes of buying shares of a company and then selling them at a later date for a profit. So investors, they'll buy shares in a company if they think the company is going to, if they think the share price or the stock price is going to go up, and then they'll sell them later on down the line. Now, some people buy shares of stock and they plan on selling them within the next couple hours. Some people buy shares of stock and they plan on holding them sometimes forever. So it all depends on what your goal is as an investor or a buyer of stocks. In order to buy or sell shares of stock, you must first find a brokerage firm, and they're going to act as the middleman between the buyer and the seller of the shares of stock. So if you buy shares of a company, then your brokerage firm would act as the middleman between you and the seller of the shares. And if you're willing to sell them, then your brokerage firm would act as the middleman, of course, between you and the buyer. And this way you don't have to go out and find a buyer for your shares if you want to sell them, or you don't have to buy a seller whenever you want to buy some. You just get to your broker. Nowadays, most people have online brokers. So you would just log in, you would put in your order that you want to buy or sell, and they would make that happen for you pretty much instantly. That's their role in this whole thing. Now, the price of a company's stock depends on many factors. The most important one is supply and demand, meaning that the price of a stock or shares of a company is going to fluctuate throughout the day. Every trading day it's going to go up and down, and what makes it go up most of the time is supply and demand. Same thing making it go down. If there are a lot of people feeling like this company is going to do good in the future, then that would drive the price up. If most people are selling and they are getting out of this company, trying to get out of this company because they think that the company is going to be performing bad in the near future, then that would drive the price down. So mass selling drives the price down. Mass buying, a lot of people buying, will drive the price up. And there are a lot of things that make the price go up and down. Like, of course, good news will encourage people to buy, so that would drive the price up. And bad news coming out about a company will encourage people to sell and, of course, drive the price down. So that's basically what the stock market is all about just a bunch of people trying to make money, trying to buy low and sell high. So you're basically competing against everyone else. But it's really not complicated. I mean, some people do this for a living, other people just do this to make some extra money on the side. So Wall Street is pretty much whatever you want to make it. So I hope you enjoy that. If you are interested in more information about the stock market, then please feel free to go by our website, jjohnsonjr.com. There's a wealth of information there. So please stop by. Don't be a stranger. We hope to hear from you.